Yeah, just had something happen a little bit. Wasn't feeling probably 100%, so just trying to make sure I was right.
All right, where are you going?
Good. Yeah, felt good coming out.
What did you get hurt on a sack? Was it?
Yeah, just kind of landed a little bit awkward.
How you feeling right now?
Feel good right now.
What kind of changed there in the fourth quarter? Y'all were doing the ball pretty well. All of a sudden, they got those stops. What do you feel like?
Well, we still kind of went down and got the touchdown in the fourth quarter, but they had 2 stops come up late. You put yourself in 3rd and longs, and 1 or 2 plays don't kind of hit like they did early, and you don't convert a 3rd down, and that's how it goes. I think the drives that we were scoring well on, there was some conversions big time that we had, but the drive that we did score in the fourth quarter, we were kind of just rolling through a little bit. You got to expect at some point they're going to come up and play it tough, and you're going to have to make some plays, and we just weren't able to do it.
Jamar said that there was a couple times during the game that you guys should have closed it out. What do you think prevented you guys from doing that?
Well, you guys watched it. I mean, listen, this league is most of the time it's going to come down to those that last minute or two, obviously we had a drive before that 2-minute where if we go put points on the board, then it's a different game, and we just weren't able to do it.
Can you take us through the final 3 plays or so? You guys pick up a first down. It feels like you're going to move the ball. Chase Brown, I think, gets close to midfield, and then things kind of stall out a bit.
Yeah. Sometimes it's part of the game. You don't make the play down the stretch that gets you over the hump and puts you in field goal range.
Over the years, actually, let me just rewind here. Was there a conversation between you and Zach on, okay, what you really like getting in? What was that like when you were engaging, whether you wanted to, were you able to go back in or not? What was that process like?
It was so quick. I mean, it was just kind of like there was not much conversating. It was like it just all happened so quick, and next thing you know, we're out there and we're going. So,
was there a thought that you would? I mean, let's say they got to stop. Would you have come back out? Kind of what happened there at the end?
I wasn't really thinking about that. I was just thinking about getting back out there. Yeah.
Is there any concern? I know it's early.
Yeah, I don't think so. We'll have to wait and see. What we talk about.
You've been in the game a long time. What makes young guys kind of turn into leaders in a locker room over the course of time? Like, what enables guys to go in and kind of take those roles the longer they're in a locker room?
Well, I think the biggest thing is proving it day in and day out that you're the type of guy that's going to show up and work hard and give it your all, give it 100% every day. I think I think those things kind of start with just your actions. How you show up. You show up with intention every day, and I think the more you can do that, then it just slowly happens.
Is that something you think guys can learn over time? Or is that something that you kind of
guys can definitely learn from looking at other guys and seeing how they show up and when they show up and kind of the process they go through. I think you can definitely learn how to become somebody that comes in and works with intention and has and has detail in what they do and has passion for what they do. And I think you can definitely feed off of that and learn yourself, and then you become the guy that that other guys are looking to.
Zac said the message to the team after the game was someone needs to step up. In an NFL locker room of adult men, how is that typically received when a coach is saying someone needs to step up?
Yeah, I mean, we're all men, coaches included, and prideful. But at the same time, like, I think what makes, a good football player, a tough, grown man, is the ability to look inward and, maybe acknowledge some of the things that he can get better at. So I think that's where it starts in a good locker room, is when you get that message from your coach, you take it to heart because you have pride in what you do, and you look at yourself and how you can improve and how you can take that next step and help everybody around you do the same thing.
Y'all were in some big plays in the run game. What enabled y'all to really find that success that hadn't been there?
Yeah, I think the fact that we were able to start well in the passing game, and then they got to worry about that. It opens up a little bit inside, and then you got to give credit to the offensive line and the running backs just for kind of doing their thing.
That last series, I guess Jamal was saying the last couple of plays they were just doubling them, right?
Yeah. We were trying to get a double move on them one time, just because sometimes when they come and double you, they got one guy outside, one guy comes inside, he gets a little low, and maybe you can kind of get over the top. But I think we expect that a little bit. you know that they're going to have to do something like that. There was a few third downs throughout the course of the game where they made sure they doubled him, and that's a credit to them. But at the same time, like, we know those things are going to happen with those guys, and you got to find ways to overcome it a little bit. And for most of the day, we did. It's just in crunch time, we weren't able to make it happen.
As a quarterback, do you feel extra as the game kind of goes on and you feel like you're going to have to keep scoring? Does that feel added pressure as the game goes on? Will that net for y'all being able to execute on it? What's that like?
I think if you let it, then you can. But ultimately, you just got to focus on your process and going out there and executing. And I think when you can take your mind off of being a fan on the sideline, or like putting yourself in that mode of watching the game, just wanting your team to win, then you can focus on your job at hand and give yourself the best chance of success. I think when you kind of remove yourself and you become that fan and you just want to win, and that's when you can get caught up in all the wrong things and feel the pressure more than you want to, and then you're not going to play the way you want to. So it's such a tough thing because we all want to win the football game. But during those 60 minutes, you really have to remove yourself from those thoughts, from having those thoughts, and just kind of try to stay even and go out there and play the play.
That being said, do you feel like maybe put off the gas in the fourth quarter? Did you sense that?
I don't think so. No, I really don't think so. I mean, we went down and scored, and then they scored, and we got the ball, and our mindset was go down and score again, and we didn't. I mean, I don't think there was any stepping off the gas. I really don't. Maybe we just didn't execute. I would assume we just didn't execute as well as maybe we wanted to on some of those last 6, 7, 8 plays.
Offensively, you guys got going for most of the game. But is there one or two plays for you personally that stand out that you wish you could have back? Especially maybe in the fourth quarter when things kind of started to go.
I'd have to look at the film late. I'm trying to think. There was definitely a play early on. I threw an incompletion to Jamar on my right side, going the same way we were going in the fourth quarter. So I think that was probably the first quarter, and I was a little bit ahead of him on a one-on-one route that he had backside, and I probably could have waited a little bit longer, and maybe we would have had a big play out of it, and instead we ended up punting. I think that was one play I can think of.
So you play on plenty of teams where probably defenses have carried offenses, offenses have carried defenses for stretches. How do you keep it from devolving into we're doing our part and they're not doing theirs?
I think that slips into people's heads, like it's hard not to. And I think it more slips into the side's heads who feels like they're not necessarily, living up to their standard. But this is a team sport, and we're all in this together. It's not offense, defense, special teams. I mean, at the end of they're out there doing their job, but we are one. We feel this as one. So I think it's hard to maybe not be in your head when maybe you're that side of the ball for a given stretch. But man, I always try to tell people, I'm so consumed with doing my job, and everybody should be so consumed with doing their job that they're not worried about what other guys are doing and how guys, to put the blinders on and go do your job. And I think when everybody can do that, that's when you get out of those things. There's no judging, your brothers for not playing up to their expectations. Their support and trying to give those guys confidence, because that's what it is a lot of times. You need to play this game with confidence, and if you lose a little bit of that because you think your brothers are kind of looking at you like, oh, come on, can't you just do this? That's not a good feeling to have, and hopefully we can all get across that that's not how we should be feeling towards our teammates.
Did the Jets do anything different with T after the touchdown you hit him on? Because it seemed like the ball wasn't going his way. Did they take something away from him, or was it just kind of there were other players open?
You'd have to go back. We'd have to go back and look. I don't really think that we threw the ball a ton in the second half. I mean, to be honest with you, I could be wrong in that, but I feel like we more kind of got the run game going, and had to throw it in little situations here and there. But I just feel like it was just the way the game went. I don't think it was. Obviously, they're going to do things to double those guys at times, but overall, I don't think it was like this vastly different plan.
I think that's the only time he gets sacked, I guess, was the all day. Was there anything about that? But it seemed like it was the guy came from the other side. It looked like it was a little weird.
It was the last play on the second to last drive, basically.
Yeah, one where you get.
I know, I'm blanking on exactly what happened there, so, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, not acceptable. Humbling for us, certainly. Never got a chance to really break that game open like we felt like we were capable of, and two opportunities there at the end of the game to close it out on offense and defensively, to get guys on the ground and tackling wasn't good enough. So we're not going to look at anything and say anything was good enough after that loss, and humbling, and we're going to have to really dig deep to bounce back next week.
Why did that kind of slip away from you?
I don't know. I mean, I wish I had that reason for you. It's just someone's got to step up and make a play. Someone's got to make a play either way, just to separate that game for us. Create a turnover, get a guy on the ground, third down win, offensively explosive play in the game. Just never happened for us.
When the defense started to face adversity, do you feel like it snowballed on that group?
Yeah, we just need somebody to rise up and make a play. Someone just hold the fort down, and I didn't see enough of that today.
Do you feel like you've got to kind of improve the intangibles there in adverse situations like that?
I think someone needs to step up and lead the group. That's what I'm waiting to see. Someone step up and lead the group and take some accountability over there and get this thing going the right way.
What was your overall message to the team?
That.
Is there anything that from rush defense-wise, why do you think they were able to get so much on the ground?
They got a lot of momentum. I mean, they were a dangerous team that way. That was certainly a strength of theirs, with their offensive line. And so, again, we weren't good enough. I don't know how many explosives it felt like. It felt like there was a decent amount of explosives there.
Zach, you've invested both capital-wise and also in draft picks on the defensive line. How disappointing is the pass rush?
Yeah, we need somebody to step up and win some one-on-ones.
Is it troubling that the run defense has been it's going back to the preseason? It seems like y'all getting gashed.
That's something we certainly got to improve on.
It looked like T was visibly upset coming off the game, through his helmet, pointed at himself. What was supposed to happen on Joe Flacco's last throw? Was he supposed to go to Yoshi or?
Yeah, he was an option there. I don't know what. I mean, he was probably just frustrated we lost.
Was there a thought of maybe going to Lindsey County, given whatever Flacco was doing?
It was a very deft decision right there, and very tough. And Joe was ready to go. I don't think anything Joe did on that last couple of plays was anything that led us to not being able to win. I thought he was fine. He threw away. We were expecting coverage, didn't get it. Threw one away, and the other one to Yoshi. I didn't exactly see what it looked like, but I didn't feel like.
Zach, who are some guys you see on the defense, or at least?
Yeah, we just need guys to step up. We just need some guys to step up. I'm not going to sit here and name names. We just need guys to step up.
At 31-15, 31-16, and 38-24, Zach, did you feel like maybe the defense subconsciously was playing prevent, keep everything in front of us, don't allow big plays?
What led you guys going back to Cam in the starting lineup?
Guys got to continue to rise up for us, and so again, just continue to find the best combination of guys we got over there.
What is this rank loss you've had?
Well, I'm not into ranking losses. I'm into being frustrated that we lost this game, and it was right there for us to grab and create some momentum for ourselves, and we missed the opportunity. Quite simple, and you got to give credit to the Jets, man. We had them down multiple times, big scores. And we just never delivered that knockout blow, and they just kept hanging in there, and they made play after play after play, and their confidence rose, and so then they were able to get that win, and we saw this on tape. We saw the 5-1 score games. We saw end of games. They had their opportunities, and they just hadn't been able to capitalize on them yet, and here we are. We're the team that they got it against. It's unfortunate.
The final guys on offense there, you guys got a little momentum. It seemed like Chase got that.
Yeah, we got some momentum. The first down play, I got to jog my memory in the second down play. Second down, we'd had some success running in that situation. Obviously, it's not good when they're up in there and they jam it up on you. And then the third down didn't work. We didn't get it going there.
The grand scheme of things, what you want to accomplish this season, now how much more do you think?
No, it's still on the table. It's still a long season. This is going to be a difficult season for a lot of teams, and so you just got to be in the thick of it and give yourself an opportunity. This is one that we had right in our grasp, and that's the disappointing part about it. We were right there. We had this, and so anytime you got a game like that you can do, and we let it get away from us, it's frustrating.
What was so good about the run game, Zach? Why did it pop the way it did?
We were just, able to lean on it some with the lead and felt like we had good control of the game and stick with it. Thought our guys up front were doing a great job. Thought the backs were running really well, breaking tackles. Joe did a great job controlling the perimeter with some perimeter stuff in the run game where he got some completions out of it on some runs to control some of the pressures they were trying to hit us with. So I just thought you guys did a nice job.
How's Hendrickson feeling heading into the game, and do you have any update on him?
Yeah, he's ready to play and hit, so we'll see where he's at.
Specifically aggravation, not what he's doing.
That's what I think it is, yeah.